Hey everybody, this is Brad from Johnson Small Engines, better known as the one-hand mechanic. If I can do it, you can too. Today we have here a Cadet Ultima ZT1. This is a 42-inch mower. It's a zero turn, and today, in my opinion, I'm going to try to show you guys how to start and operate it. We're going to kind of comb over it, and we'll start from the front to the back. It does have two headlights here. I don't recommend cutting at night, but they're nice to have. And if you turn the key to the on position, they will light up. So that means make sure that you turn off your ignition key. When you're done, make sure, I would probably try to take the key out and hang it on a hook or something. Okay, so we have the ignition switch here. This is your electric PTO switch, which actually engages and disengages your PTO, which is your blade engagement. That makes your mower deck run. You have your throttle, which is turtle for slow, rabbit for fast, and then all the way up to the top position. Now, when you put your throttle up, you're gonna feel it actually come into a stop position. That is just a fast position. You have to get past that position and get it all the way up into the choke position. And normally, because these tend to be a little on the spring-loaded side, you're gonna leave that and just hold it with your thumb or your fingers while you start the machine up, and as soon as the machine starts, you bring it down to a slow speed, let it warm up for a little bit. But while I'm here, I'm gonna also show you that here's the handles. You have to bring these in to make the machine move forward and backward. You have to have the handles all the way in the out position to start the machine, or it will not start. When they're all the way in the out position, it also puts the brakes on, so it will not move. Okay, so this tool right here is a very nice tool to have, and they give it to you for many different reasons. One of them is to take this bolt off, which will allow you to take this whole cover off by just taking this one bolt off, which is really nice. Then you can get underneath where your blade belt is, and you can clean up underneath there if you need to. It also adjusts your trailing for your, it's basically front end alignment for your steering. When you're moving forward, and if the machine starts to go left or right, you can adjust these bolts here and it'll make it straighten itself up. Make sure you do that on a flat level surface when you're doing the adjustment, or you can kind of throw the machine off. And also, it gives you access to adjusting your handles. You have a adjusting knob here, which you can actually loosen up and tighten up, and then this will move forward and backward. But also, if you loosen up these two bolts here, actually I think you have to take them out. If you look on this side, you'll see there's different holes. So you can actually move this lever up and down. So however you want to position the handlebars when you're comfortable in your seat, you can adjust that. It's a fully adjustable handlebars, which is really nice. So this does a lot of things. You don't want to lose this. And if you do, you just have to make sure you find the wrench that you have that'll work for your bolts. But also underneath the seat, they now have adjustments for your seat. Now, I think this was supposed to be over here also, because this one was missing when we serviced the machine, and there was a hole with some threads in it, so I made sure I put a bolt in there. You can move this seat 3 different notches forward. It looks like he has it notched back all the way, so you can actually slide your seat back and forth. Now, while we're in here, I'm also going to show you, you have the fuel tank that's here. The nice thing about the fuel tank is you can see when it's full. Gas cap is here. Your battery is here, very accessible for the battery, so I like that a lot. It's easy to get the batteries in and out of these. It's just one bolt that holds this on. You can take these batteries on and off pretty easily. Starter solenoid, everything is right here if needed servicing, which is really nice. Okay, so if you guys want to know how to order parts, and you can also tell what year this was made. Okay, so the model number is right here, and actually this one's missing a number. So this one here was a little tricky for me, but it was a 17AREACS01. That's the model number that you would use to look up parts. And then over here, the DOM, it's date of manufacturing. So this was made in January of 2021. And so you can figure out how old your machine is. If you're buying one used, you'll be able to look at that sticker and find that out. 2 compartments here, basically one's just a cup holder. Then you have your engine back here. This is the Kohler 7000 series. This is a 22 horsepower twin cylinder engine. It's definitely a proven motor. I do like them. They have some issues with them hard starting, with their choke not going on properly. I have a video on that if you ever come across your Kohler 7000 series having a hard start. You want to check the oil. We just serviced this machine, so it's going to be very clean, so you probably won't be able to see this, but there's 2 dots. You just want to make sure. I like to have it on the upper dot, in between those 2 dots, but on the upper side. Just push it in. Now this one's right between the 2 dots right there. So this needs, in my eyes, it needs a little bit more oil, but it's fine. It's in between the 2 dots. Coming back around the engine here, this one actually has a hitch. I'm not sure if this came with it. I don't think they come with this, so this might be an option. Customer had this, and actually this is actually put a magnet there. That's pretty. It doesn't just come out. Huh? How about that? Something new for me. Okay, if you ever need to push the machine, all right, there's a way to push this machine, and you have a lever here, and there's a little J hook right here. You pull the lever into the J hook position, pull it back, and then over until it's into the little J hook position. Come over to the other side, right here. You're gonna pull this back out into the J hook position. Then you have to bring your handlebars in because these are emergency brake. So when you have this right bar out, it actually puts on the emergency brake. Left bar out, it puts on emergency brake. Now this should be totally in neutral, and we should be able to move the machine forward and backward. It's pretty easy. Just remember, it will not start unless your arms are fully out, and it will not go until you engage your hydrostatic transmissions. There's a hydrostatic transmission on this side, and there's a hydrostatic transmission on this side. And by pulling these levers out, it allows you to push it. They also have a diagram right here that shows a person able to push it. So just remember that when you need to push it. You don't want to push these machines when they're engaged. You could hurt the transmission itself. There is one more knob, like I said about the gas cap, it's right here. This knob here is for your deck height adjustment. They've changed things around a little bit. They used to have a couple different handles that actually made your deck go up and down. Now they have one foot pedal that actually helps you lift up the mower deck and put it down. So this knob shows 3.25. That's the cutting height right now. Basically, you need to level your deck out 100% to make sure you're going by these numbers. I just go by the way it looks on my grass. I set them to where the grass looks nice and I leave it go. But if you want to adjust this, what we have to do is we have to put pressure on the lift. This is the deck lift mechanism. You have to put pressure on that so this will move. Once you put pressure down on that, and I lifted the deck up a little bit, now I can turn this lever nice and easy. Let's say I want it down to 1.75. Now I let it go. I have it set at 1.75. The deck is all the way down to 1.75. Obviously, we're not going to cut like that. Push the deck up, and then if you want to go higher, you have to push your foot towards the ground, lift up the deck as high as you want it to cut. Now I can cut it up here at 4.5, I think is the high setting. Let go, and it sets it right at 4.5. So that's pretty much it for the deck height. The only other thing to do is to take it outside and show you how to operate it. And also, I want to show you that you can get off your machine as long as your brakes are in the on position, as long as your PTO switch is your deck switch is off, you're going to be able to get off your machine while the engine's running. And you can also start your machine that way too. A lot of people don't think you can, because sometimes you have to get underneath the seat to jump start your battery or something if it's dead. And you have to be sitting on your seat. No, you don't. You just have to have the handles out and make sure that your PTO switch is in the off position. So let's go outside right now and I'll show you how to start the mower deck. Okay, so starting up the machine, you have to make sure that your arms are all the way out. That's in the brake position. You have to make sure that you're up on choke. Now, this one here, when you go up to fast, it locks itself in. That's the speed that you want to be when you're cutting the grass. And if you don't want to go that fast, just slow your speed down with your handles, not the throttle. The throttle should be up at full speed whenever you're running the machine as far as cutting the grass. Most horsepower comes out of it the way it cools the machine properly, and you have the most horsepower for your transmission, so you should be running it at full speed. When you go to start it, you're going to put it all the way up on choke. Now, you have to go past that hard spot, and then as you can see, you have to hold this here on choke to start it, but as soon as it starts, I like to bring it down to like an idle position, let it warm up a little bit, depending on how cold it is outside, before I rev it up to fast. It's up to you guys, but I like to warm it up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and start it up. Now this is your PTO switch, so the blades will not turn on until this is popped up. Now, I have had people pull this up and they're cutting their grass, and all of a sudden it shuts down. It's because they ran out of gas. They fill the gas tank up, they put the handles out to start the machine up, and it doesn't start. It's because they forgot to push this button back down. Something as simple as that. Get you very frustrated, you won't be able to run your machine. I'm gonna go ahead and start the machine up. Then we're gonna run the blades. And as far as pulling these in and moving forward and backward, I'll show you that too. I'm gonna go ahead and start up on choke. Bring it down to an idle, let it warm up a little bit. I'm gonna turn the blades on about half throttle. Pull the switch out. Now you're gonna bring your arms in, and then you go backward, pull the handles back. If you want to turn right, you're gonna pull this one back towards your body. Your left arm goes forward, that'll turn right. Same with the left turn. You're gonna pull this one back towards your body. This one, push it forward so it turns left. And then forward is just both of them straight. and then rearward, just both of them backward. And if you want to turn, one lever goes one way, one lever goes the other way. It'll take you probably about 10 minutes of getting used to. Now, if you get off the machine, it shuts off. Remember the seat switch, so if you ever have any hills or you're bumping around a lot and you get off the seat, it will shut itself down. Okay, so if you want to get off your machine and leave it running, you're going to put the handlebars all the way out. You're going to turn off your mower deck, and then you should be able to get off your machine like that without it shutting down. If you have your handles in and you get up, it will shut down. Your emergency brake is when the handles are all the way out. So handles all the way out, PTO switch in the off position, then you can get up, get off your machine while it's running. A lot of people go to start these machines up when they have a dead battery, and they're like, okay, well the battery's here. Can't start it without sitting on the machine. As long as your parking brake is on, you should be able to crank this machine right up, just like so. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for showing you how to start and operate the Ultima ZT1 from Cub Cadet. This is a 42-inch mower deck. It has a 7000 series 22 horsepower twin cylinder engine. I do like this machine. I have a video on how to remove and then reinstall the mower deck. So if you guys want that, I'll have that in the link in the description below. It's definitely a nice machine and it's very easy to work on. The only thing I would actually like Cub Cadet to do would be to put an hour meter on it so you know how many hours are on it. That's the only downfall. I do like the seats, very nice. John Deere should pick up on how they put their seat together because John Deere seats tend to crack. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.